this edition of FAFO, titled "The Rich People Are Issuing Noise Complaints." So we all know that Donald Trump likes to visit his place in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, and it seems like his neighbors are not liking some of the changes that he made. Because according to this article by the Daily Beast, Donald makes his Mar-a-Lago neighbors' lives a living hell with his new perk. And that new perk is a no-fly zone over Mar-a-Lago, meaning that planes can no longer become a flight path over Mar-a-Lago, thus directing planes over his neighbors' houses. And Secret Service made that change by issuing new flight restrictions that divert planes away from Mar-a-Lago, which is normally in the Palm Beach Airport's flight path, and over homes that were previously not affected by the plane's noise and pollution. And his neighbors are now hearing very loud noises from 5:30 in the morning till 11 p.m. at nighttime, making sleep impossible. And it looks like these new flight paths are making those houses worth 20% less. And apparently this has been a goal of Donald's for a very long time, ever since he owned Mar-a-Lago. And here comes the best part about this. Because in the 2024 election, millions and billionaires, 68% of whom voted for Trump in 2024, live around that area. And these rich folks sound like they're very angry about this. And the article ends by saying local officials were blindsided by the changes, and both the White House and the Secret Service have declined to provide a rationale. I mean, you guys are rich, right? You guys can afford like earplugs, sleep meds, or like new ears. And to the 68% of the folks that voted for this in the Palm Beach, Florida area, all I have to say to you is thoughts and sleep deprivation. And have the day that you voted for. Bye.
Now they're finally getting to enjoy the consequences of their actions. Damn, someone said he's passing everything but away. Jesus. I live next to a busy 8-lane highway and I just got used to the noise. If I can suck it up, they can too.
Goddamn right.
Brand spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Why? Oh, yeah, here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is,
there
right
he
there.
Is, right there. That guy right there. That's a
look at that vehicle.
Yeah, that's an immigrant.
That's an immigrant with a $100,000 Lexus.
Yeah.
Maybe he should focus on himself instead of worrying about everyone else. Facts. This also goes for the other minorities as well. Both Indian, Black, Arabs, Latino, Asians, all of them have been working their asses off, doing all the necessary work in order to get to where they are. And you think that you're owed success?
What have you done today besides nothing? You ain't done shit.
There's a video I watched that properly responds to that type of mentality that MAGA has.
If a goddamn immigrant can drag their ass across the border, having little to no grasp on the English language, almost zero societal ties to wherever they land, and still somehow have more going on than whatever it is you got, that is a fucking you problem, and you need to figure that out for yourself. Seriously, folks, for fuck's sake, do you not understand the leap in logic it takes to blame somebody else's immigration status on your lack of success, and not the billionaires who spend more than your life savings daily on lobbying for legislation in which literally only they will benefit? It's like y'all live to be walking, talking examples of what weaponized stupid looks like. Got y'all out here licking boot 24/7 while they're out there living lavishly and building gilded ballrooms to laugh at you in. Shit's embarrassing. Normally, I would say you should be mad at them for insulting your intelligence, but at this point, honestly, I gotta give them props for making such an astute observation. For those of you too slow to keep up, that means they think you're stupid too. In fact, they're counting on it. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I'm gonna ask once again. At what point are y'all gonna get the molasses out of your asses, quit letting these people play in your face, and unfuck yourselves so we can fix this country before it's too far gone to save? I swear to fuck, sometimes it feels like I am just talking to myself. Anyways, rest of y'all have you a wonderful day, or at least the one you voted for or deserve.
They come here, they don't speak the language and steal our jobs. If you got beaten to a job by someone who can't even speak the language, you need to take a closer look at yourself and not blame others.
How are we stealing their jobs if they don't want to work? In the video I'm about to show you, you will see a homeless European American man attacking and vandalizing a Hispanic man for selling flowers. It really shows you the difference in work ethic between European Americans and Hispanics. Check it out. So he's mad because they're working? Completely uncalled for, and nobody is doing anything. Pobrecito. The audacity, bro. Like, how are you gonna have a 400-year head start and still be homeless? How does that work? This is vandalism. Despicable. Despicable. Disgusting. Imagine if the roles were reversed. The audacity, bro. Play silly games, get silly prizes. And here come the police. And of course the police, they're just gonna make things worse. Crazy how the police officer immediately starts questioning and antagonizing the victim. I'm pretty sure in most states it's okay to use force to defend your property. Truly despicable if you ask me, but anyways guys, there you have it.
These MAGA people live on a different planet.
Answer me this. If Trump is just so dangerous, why do we have more freedom?
More freedom? For who? Because when people walk outside and they see masked men throwing citizens into vans because Tom Homan said that they could racially profile, I don't feel free. Hell, I feel less free. When the president is literally silencing the press. That's not freedom. So maybe you feel free, but that's not happening over here.
More money?
We have more money? Thank God. Somebody should go tell Wells Fargo, because they seem to be pretty convinced that I don't have any. So where is this more money? We're living in an affordability crisis. Yes, that old Democrat hoax, because tariffs have wrecked prices. And businesses can't afford raises because of those tariffs. So who exactly is getting richer? The billionaires.
More safety?
Safer? Again. For who? I don't feel safe watching armed patrols go into elementary schools to extract young children. They said they were going after dangerous criminals. Oh yeah? Those guys hang out in front of Home Depot a lot? The people at their immigration hearing? Nothing says safety like masked men accosting and kidnapping a college teenager because she wrote an op-ed. Or an Arab man because he protested. Real safe.
And world peace when he's in office.
This is a joke, right? Ignoring Ukraine doesn't make it disappear. Sudan is collapsing. And we bombed Iran, and now we're bombing Venezuelan boats and threatening Venezuela. So what the hell are you talking about? People like you really do live on a different planet, don't you?
Someone's like, they have more freedom to be racist.
He ain't lying.
And on top of that, when it comes to freedom, you've seen what's been happening with ICE. And it's not only to the immigrants, but to American citizens.
A woman shouting as federal agents detained her Wednesday along US 1 in Key Largo.
Why did they pull her over? She wasn't doing anything wrong.
She was screaming for help. She was screaming that she's an American citizen, and it didn't seem to matter.
This is America. It looked like the secret police in a Gestapo-like country.
This is not the America that we grew up in.
I think they were asking her for her ID. It didn't appear like she had her identification on her. And then after a while, things got rough.
A Miami Herald reporter just happened to be there recording in front of Pink Plaza by mile marker 103.
And they pulled her out, cuffed her. She was screaming. One point she said she's a U.S. citizen. And then they put her into one of their SUVs. About 10 minutes later, they let her go.
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol telling 7, during a traffic stop, a U.S. citizen who was driving her illegal alien boyfriend's car refused to comply with repeated lawfully given orders by law enforcement to identify herself. She was removed from the vehicle and briefly held while her identity was confirmed. She was promptly released once her identity was confirmed.
Leave me alone!
Video obtained by CNN shows federal agents wearing ice vests chasing a woman back to her home in Mar-a-Lago, Louisiana, a suburb of New Orleans. Jason, 22-year-old mother, says she's a U.S. citizen who was born and raised in Louisiana.
Yep, this is the freedom that MAGA was talking about, where they're having people in masks arresting U.S. citizens and just throwing them in vehicles for no reason. America looks terrifying. Can't believe I dreamt of going there as a kid. Some people's dreams are shattering right here. The greatest country in the world. They couldn't check her ID card before they terrorized her. You've seen what ICE has been doing. Arrest first and then ask questions later.
Let's get something very clear right now in your little show, Piers. I don't fear the groomers. I don't fear the pedophiles. I don't don't fear the corrupt politicians, and I definitely do not fear the dirty Muslims.
Your brazen bigotry is obvious.
Let's make something very clear, peers.
Yeah.
I only discriminate against terrorists. These terrorists have no place in America. They have no place in the world. And the best type of terrorist is a dead terrorist.
You're the American nightmare.
Yes, I am.
You're somebody fomenting hatred towards an entire community in your country. And I don't understand why you need to do that.
They belong in their Muslim nations, peers. That's
Sorry?
the reality.
Just to be clear, you would deport every Muslim from the US and the UK, would you?
Yes.
I couldn't believe that you were as vile and bigoted as it seemed. But it turns out you were. Well, Valentina, you're going to find out what the Texan people think of you in the 31st district at the ballot box, which is how it should be in a democratic society. And look, here's my pledge to you. Here's my pledge to you. If it turns out the people of Texas, a state that I love and have spent a lot of time in, if it turns out they're all as bigoted as you are, then you'll win. And if you win, I'll get you back on Uncensored. But here's the deal. If you lose, you're never coming back.
Someone's like, imagine being so hateful you have Piers Morgan calling you out. It's not always the time, but this is one of those rare moments I've actually agreed with Piers Morgan. And this is definitely true. The Dracoon movement, someone who sees themselves as white. No papi, mi America, no Latino. My neighbor is a Muslim and we have such a wholesome and beautiful friendship. Food is their love language and they're always bringing us stuff. They have enriched my life in so many ways. And if you have watched my last video about Christian churches, we had reacted and seen how some churches were refusing to help a woman who had no food for a daughter. But the ones that were willing to help were Islamic mosques. If you're calling them terrorists, then why was that a great example of someone who was willing to help an American person, irrespective of whether they were part of the religion or not?
What's the first thing you'd like to see Trump do on day one?
Okay, so first thing on day one is to follow the law.
The southern border right now, it's like our replacement population this is the fall of Rome. It's like they've literally taken how Rome fell and that's what they're implementing.
It's the great replacement theory.
Exactly. Yeah. Because now they've imported millions and millions of people who know how to live without running water, electricity, and grocery store.
Every president has taken classified documents.
Yeah.
Trump was just the first person to be like, no, I'm not playing along. I'm not giving them back. Like, why do I need to give them back? I'm the president.
Yeah, exactly. He's going against the status quo, and they're coming after him for it.
Oh, I see. Your hat says they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets.
Yes.
Are you referring to what Trump said in the debate about people eating pets in Ohio?
There's also been news coverage on that, and people being interviewed in the apartment complexes as well.
So you believe that people are eating people's pets?
I do 100% believe that.
Okay, because the governor of Ohio said not happening, not true.
It's a cover-up.
There's a cover-up going on.
Yeah, I believe there's a cover-up.
You see, that's the real threat to democracy, stupid people.
Follow the law, Trump would have been in prison.
Now I can empathize and sympathize with the black community. I've never been able to do that before because I would hear them say things like, oh, we walk down the street and we get profiled and, cops will just suddenly stop and frisk or whatever just because of the color of their skin. And I always thought it's a little bit of a stretch. It feels like a little bit of a stretch. That person must be doing something, right?
I beg your pardon?
Obviously, I've never experienced that before. I've never felt that way before and stuff. And so I always thought ignorantly, by the way, on my part, thinking I think you guys are, because I'm brown, I've never felt that and stuff like that, I'm also a minority.
Right.
But now, with us, it wasn't the cops. Cops aren't just randomly go and checking in the past. But now it's our turn, right? Now we feel it. Now we feel like, crap, can I just go down the street? Do I need my paper? It's like, why are you stopping me? I'm a U.S. citizen. We're not doing anything wrong. And now we're being persecuted. And so now I'm thinking crap, this is what the black community meant, and I kind of feel bad. Well, I don't kind of feel. I feel bad because I never really could understand where they were coming from or where you guys were coming from. But I can assure you that now that it's here with us too, it's like, crap. I honestly, legitimately didn't think it was real. But it's real as hell. And it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted pretty much. And it's right now with us is because we're brown. You guys have had your turn when, cops were just in bigger cities, urban areas, stopping disproportionately, the black community and stuff. And I just want to say, I guess now I understand I think moving forward, there's going to be a little bit more unity because we now can see where you guys are coming from. Well, at least I can, you know. And so, yeah, guys, I just want to say sorry for being ignorant before, but I hope this unites all communities, not just minorities, and call out things for what they are, regardless of the race.
This whole time, for who knows how many years, you've always been thinking that black people were just making shit up. Until 2025, when it started affecting you and your community.
Well, I'm out, man.
Thank you for speaking up and showing how people who aren't experiencing the issues really don't understand. Your growth shows strength. But at the end of the day, we're all learning and we need to come and unite because this is a very, very bad situation. And of course, the Trump administration is definitely enjoying this when we're all divided. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are about these Trump voters. Leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. If it's your first time to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out this video. I'm sure you're definitely going to enjoy it. But nevertheless, I will see you guys when I see you. Peace.